Gravitas. Some people have it, most people don't. It's all right because too many leaders and your broth would taste awful. I'm talking about Gravitas. I was reminded about this by two things. Firstly, a letter from a Roger Holmes. He writes, I love the piece you did on Mad Men. You have a powerful grasp over the power of writing. He used power twice in the same sentence. So I didn't write this. He is a real person. Can you do something like that again? Thank you, Roger. How kind. Well, today I want to talk about what gravitas is and relate it to my favourite character in one of the best ever TV series, The Wire. The character is Cedric Daniels, played by the fantastic Lance Reddick. Cedric was a fundamentally decent man in a Baltimore police force who was not only decent but effective. Over the course of 5 seasons, through various ups, downs and fate, he moved from being a lieutenant to the police commissioner. Lance was blessed with a tremendously rich voice that commanded you to listen. His delivery, diction and timing meant that you hung on every word as a viewer, as well as the actors in the room with him. We are going to do a scene late in the series where, as commissioner, a small misdemeanor from many years ago hangs over his head that the prospective mayor threatens to use against him unless he juke the stats and make crime seem smaller than it really is, so she'll look good. He follows a long line of men in that job happy to do it, but he isn't. He is talking to his ex-wife Marla, who has her own political career to think of. Discuss scene and gravitas. Right, so what I did was, before these people came here to this place, I sent them the scene so they had a sense of what the hell they would be doing. And so they've already seen it, unlike some other stuff that we do, because I'm a bit of a jester, I'm a bit of a fun lover, and I like to mess people around. You can call it cruel if you like, but how dare you judge me? So, did you watch the scene?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. There were so many scenes to choose. This is the thing, because it was such a wonderful series. If you haven't seen The Wire, because you were too young, because it is quite old now, it's about 20 years old. 20 years ago or so it started, and it finished maybe 15 years ago. If you haven't seen it, it's one that you should actually try and see. I know that you've got friends, and your friends come up to you and they say, watch this thing. Have you seen this? Have you seen that? Have you seen this? They're usually friends who don't really have a lot to do, seemingly. Yeah, because it's like, how have you managed to watch? It's April. How have you watched 6 series of things since the start of the year? How have you done it? I don't know how they do it. They can't have anything going on in their lives. But they do it, and they say to you, hey, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Well, I'm telling you, I'm not saying I'm more important than them, but we both know. I'm telling you, you need to watch this. If you haven't watched The Wire from beginning to end, then I don't think you're qualified to say what is good and bad. Is that wrong?
No.
No, right. Have
Not
you
at
seen
all.
it? Have you seen it?
No.
But she says it's not wrong, and she hasn't seen it, so she knows nothing. She admits that because she hasn't seen it yet, but she will rectify this problem.
Mm-hmm.
Just so much of it, though. Like you say 6 series?
Yeah. Did you say it goes on for 5 years?
Yeah, but not like it's not actually 5 years long.
Yeah.
And there's only like 12 or 13 in each season.
Oh, okay.
And it's not like this was once the Americans began to escape from doing 26 episodes in every season of
That
things.
was the thing, like an hour episode, 26 episodes.
Yeah.
You're signing your life away to some of these series now.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, this is one that you actually should. So when your
Should
friends
sign
say
your life
to
away.
you, have you seen this? Say, well, I haven't seen The Wire yet, so shut up. And then, you know.
Shut down the conversation.
Yeah. Just get rid of them. Get rid of these people.
Yeah.
They're ruining your life in their way. So, we have, as explained, this is a two-hander. We might do it a couple of times. Depends how much time I've wasted. And we've got Cedric and Marla. he is great. He is great in this. He's my favourite character because he is. There are a few like inherently good people in the show. Nobody's flawless, but he's probably the closest to that. And if men like him or women like him, there are good women in the show too. If people like him were in charge of important matters, then the world would be a much better place. But he has to leave his role because of silliness from people who are not good. So who fancies being Cedric Daniels?
It's a lot of pressure now.
That's really a lot of pressure,
Anybody watching who expects you to be as good as Lance on your first go in this environment is unacceptably rude. Yeah. Okay, so don't worry about them. They don't know. Anybody who thinks that is stupid. Right, so you can do it.
I can physically do it.
You can do it. Right, who wants to be... We might do it twice. So who wants to be Marla?
I'll do Marla.
Right, you do Marla the first time. And you really interrogate her performance. And
I'm going to put the script down. I'm just going to watch.
And where she makes mistakes, note them in your head. Maybe tell her later. And,
director's notes.
And do it. Okay, I shall narrate. There's not a lot to do. Okay. Cedric leafs through a document sent to him by prospective mayor Nerese Campbell that has dirt on him from years ago. He tosses the document down.
How did Nerese Campbell get it?
You think I asked? You think it even matters? She gave it to me because she thought you'd listen to me.
So they want me to go now?
The way she expressed it is that she wanted you to stay if you could come to your senses.
Come to my senses? She wants me to duke the stats for Cassetti. This quarter and next, hide the crime. Get him elected as governor and make her the mayor.
So do it. Burrow duped them before, Warren Fraser before him, and after you're gone, Rawls or whoever will duke them. So what?
I'll swallow a lie when I have to. I've swallowed a few big ones lately. But the stat games, that lie, it's what ruined this department. Shining up shit and calling it gold, so mayors become colonels and mayors become governors pretending to do police work while one generation fucking trains the next on how not to do the job, and then...
Cedric stops himself from getting too heated about it and leans back in his chair.
I looked Cassetti in the eye. I shook his hand. I asked him if he was for real. Well, this was the lie I can't live with. If I do, then Nerese has me in her pocket whenever she wants me, and I'm no good to anyone like that.
Then go. Withdraw for personal reasons or health reasons, whatever. You've got your law degree, you're not going to starve. But if you don't go, they'll wreck both of us.
There's not enough here to indict me. And the joke of it is, I've seen enough the last few days to have them indicted.
For what?
Cedric looks at her. Marla leans in.
Then use it, Cedric. Or at least threaten to.
People will get hurt. People I care about.
Then you're done. There's enough in that files that you'll never make it through confirmation hearings, and enough so that my career is dead before it even gets started. The tree that doesn't bend breaks, Cedric.
Bend too far, you're already broken.
Right.
It's a good last line. I like that line when I watch the scene.
Brilliant line. Yeah, and I know. So, bend too far, you're already broken. I mean, it's nicely set up by her. But yeah, think of that.
Yeah. That's lovely, guys. Really lovely.
Just wonderful.
Yeah.
I made the choice to do it English, so I can't be compared
that was interesting.
closely.
That was an interesting choice, yeah.
They've put
In this Baltimore series, I really
this guy is the police commissioner in Baltimore.
There must be someone.
Maybe he's recently naturalised. Okay, so we'll give you a crack at the whip now.
Okay.
I would say, I'd say slow him down and find a little bit of depth, because he did have a very rich voice. I'm not saying you need to copy it or anything, but it kind of gives off the energy that he could probably beat anyone up if he wanted to. It's not necessarily true, but if you walk around like I'm the toughest guy in the room,
Okay.
and more than that, I'm right about what I'm doing. Then that begins to show itself.
Yeah.
Cedric leafs through a document sent to him by prospective Mayor Nerese Campbell that has dirt on him from years ago. He tosses the document down.
How did Nerese Campbell get it?
You think I asked? You think it even matters? She gave it to me because she thought you'd listen to me.
So now they want me to go.
The way she expressed it is that she wanted you to stay, if you could come to your senses.
Come to my senses. She wants me to juke the stats for Garcetti. This quarter and the next. Hide the crime, get him elected as governor, and make her the mayor.
So do it. Bro juke them before you, Warren Fraser before him, and after you're gone, Rawls, or whoever will juke them, so what?
I'll swallow a lie when I have to. I've swallowed a few big ones lately, but the stat games, that lie, is what ruined this department. Shining up shit and calling it gold so mayors become colonels and mayors become governors, pretending to do police work while one generation fucking trains the next on how not to do the job. And then...
Cedric stops himself from getting too heated about it and leans back in his chair.
I looked Garcetti in the eye. I shook his hand. I asked him if he was for real. Well, this is the lie I can't live with. If I do, then Nerese has me in her pocket whenever she wants me, and I'm no good to anyone like that.
Then go. Withdraw for personal reasons or health reasons, whatever. You've got your law degree, you're not going to starve. But if you don't go, they'll wreck the both of us.
There's not enough in here to indict me. The joke of it is, I've seen enough the last few days to have them indicted.
For what?
Cedric looks at her. Marla leans in.
Then use it, Cedric. Or at least threaten to.
People will get hurt. People I care about.
Then you're done. There's enough in that file so you'll never make it through confirmation hearings, and enough so that my career is dead before it even gets started. That tree that doesn't bend breaks, Cedric.
Been too far and you're already broken.
There we are.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's such
A
a
little
lovely
bit
guy.
more.
That's
So
a real
that-
strong ending.
That is just a taster of how wonderful that show is. And I tell you what, just about every scene that happens is on that level. There's no filler. There's no part. Oh well, I can take the next 5 minutes off and think about pudding. Yeah. This is like if I'm watching it like during dinner. But every scene hits. Every scene is meaningful.
Yeah.
Every character has something about them. They've just not phoned anything in. They've not gone, oh well, I just need somebody to do that. Just could you do this thing out of character? Just say this one thing that you wouldn't normally say. It's not good enough.
Everything's calculated.
The people who wrote it really thought it through, and they said, no, this is how it is. And that's because they understood what they were writing about. They came from Baltimore. I believe the guy who wrote it was in the press for the Baltimore Sun. So he was dealing with crime all the time. He was having to talk to the police all the time. He was having to look at, do the stats match up with what's actually happening on the ground? It was all written by somebody who really understood their subject matter. And it's bloody wonderful. So I've told you, watch Mad Men, which is what I said the other time. Do that, because it's brilliant. And also brilliant, equally brilliant, maybe even more brilliant, is The Wire. Very different subject matters. But if you've not watched those two series, heaven help you. I don't know what you have a TV for. I don't know what you have a screen for. What do you have a screen for if you haven't done that? Yeah, these people haven't seen it. But they're beginning to feel sorry. And that's partly why I'm emphasising it so heavily, because I'd love it when I'm surrounded by people who feel sorry.
Here you are.
Do it. Watch it. Watch The Wire. It's going to be on one of those streamers. And it annoys me that you'll have to pay one that you haven't subscribed to, and you're I'm not on that one. Ditch the one that you are on. move to that one. You can always go back, right? They don't like you doing that, but you can do it, all right? You know you can. You don't need me to tell you. Forgot the code again. I'm going to have to judge your comments on their merit, which I do all the time anyway, but I don't really want to read that many of them. Try really hard to write good comments. I know that you think that you've written a good one every time you write a good one, whoever you are, but that isn't true. There are levels. You've written some that are good and some that you're like not that bothered about. Really reach for the skies this time, because then I might read it and I might go, good point, and that will make you special. Like, subscribe, comment, bell, ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding-ding. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.